Greetings, my friends. I am Victor Van Doomrohan, and this is Harvey Kaflabber. Okay, screw all that. It's just me. My face is sexually sweating in that mask. It's really hot out here. Anyway, I've been looking at a bunch of articles about that new He-Man show, Revelation. And it's really weird. Let me move my light up a little bit there. A lot of them completely miss the problems that I and a lot of other my friends who are Masters fans have with the show. They seem to all be, I don't know, they've all watched these type of YouTubers like Doomcock who just, I don't know, complains about wokeness a lot. And my problem wasn't that the show was woke. I barely even know what woke means. I've watched a couple of videos from people complain about the show, and I think these are the type of people they were talking about in the articles. There was a guy talking about how, oh, they feminized He-Man. And how? How did they feminize He-Man in Revelation? He-Man's the same as he ever was. Do you mean Adam? Yeah, Adam's smaller and skinnier than he was in the original cartoon, but actually he has a little tiny bit in common with 2002 Adam. 2002 Adam was a bit more butch looking, but I don't know, maybe they were leaning into the fairy tale prince look for him in this one. I wouldn't say he was feminized. Actually, he's a pretty strong character. He breaks the freaking power sword in the first episode when he's not transformed as He-Man. He takes the brunt of that, and, Adam's the one who dies. People keep saying He-Man dies, but actually, technically, it is Adam that dies. Twice. Anyway, I don't like that in the show, but it's fine if they did something interesting with it, which I don't think they did. Anyway. All the articles, the biggest thing that they seem to, completely miss is the hype leading up to the show. They all talk about how fans are complaining that Kevin Smith lied, and now Kevin Smith is answering back with grow the F up and blah blah blah. And, I don't know. I have a lot of problems with Revelation. None of them are that Teela is the main character. Actually, my problem is that Revelation Teela is the main character. I don't like Revelation Teela. I like the old Teelas. They were strong. They were, good characters. This one is just kind of self-entitled and whiny to me. I don't like her. I guess some people can, dig deeper into her and, find something to like, but I can't. And then the other annoying thing is I keep seeing everywhere that Revelation is a direct continuation of the original show, which I just find so weird because it retcons a bunch of stuff. Especially Orko, that was my biggest problem. I did 2 other videos about Revelation. I did a video after I saw the first episode on my initial thoughts. I thought it was not a very good episode. I thought it was kind of bleak and depressing. Even during the most of the beginning of it. And then at the end, Adam and Skeletor apparently die, and I was like, oh, wow, okay. I'd heard rumors, so I wasn't that surprised, and I was more surprised by Moss Man just showing up out of nowhere and then immediately getting killed. That was more surprising to me than Adam and Skeletor. But then the thing that just kind of cemented I didn't like it was Randor's outburst, which is just so weird. It felt very out of character for who's usually yeah, he can be hot-headed at times in the old shows, but outright, threatening Man-at-Arms if he sees him again, he's going to execute him. That's, I don't know, that just felt really wrong. And Marlena just stands there and she doesn't do anything. She doesn't say anything about it. And then Teela freaks out and throws a fit, and it's so weird because none of it is about them. None of it's actually about Adam. It's all about her. That's not how you do a likable character. Have someone just come out and complain about, this isn't what I want, and this isn't what I need, and blah, 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 blah. And I know that's kind of ironic in a video where I'm complaining about why I personally didn't like something. But I'm not a TV show. I'm a stupid YouTuber who does videos talking about Power Rangers most of the time. So anyway, I did another video after I watched all 5 episodes. I addressed a bunch of my problems, and I have even more problems with it. The biggest one is Orko, which is, the thing that just most cemented to me that the show was made by people who weren't fans, or they were hostile to Orko for whatever reason, or they really didn't care about being a continuation of the original, because you can't be a continuation of the original when you change a character that drastically. Anyway, the articles that I've been reading, and this is why I'm doing the whole video, because on my phone I get recommended articles, and I keep getting Masters of the Universe ones, and I'll keep clicking not interested, not interested, because I don't want to keep seeing Revelation. I didn't like it. I don't want to talk about it. But I keep getting it. So I was like, okay, I'll read these. So I read a whole bunch of the articles, and they all seem to completely miss everything, all the problems I had with the show. I don't care that Teela is the main character. Like, Teela's the main character, fine, that'd be great if she was a likable character, but she isn't. She's entitled and whiny, and I don't like her. Her friend Andra is there, and here's another weird thing. I kept seeing that people gushing about how much more diverse the show was because Andra is black now. What do you mean now? She was never in any previous incarnation of the show. She was in the Star comics, I think. Are they really that well known? And also, like, the whole diversity thing, I had a kind of a problem with. Like, I didn't see the point of race swapping characters when you have such a deep well of Masters of the Universe characters. I mean, they dug Andra out of the freaking Star comics. Like, you're willing to go that deep, but then not actually find a black character or an ethnically diverse character. And that's the other thing. We have 2 race-swapped characters, and they're both black. No other race, no other ethnicity. It's a black Andra and a black King Grayskull. And King Grayskull was especially bad because, like, okay, black Grayskull, I don't really care. That's fine, that works. But then all the other, like, ancient heroes who are up in the heaven realm with him, or wherever, they're all white. Like, you couldn't make Wundar black? Or at least make him a little bit darker skin? Like, with his hair, I'm part Native American, and I was thinking, like, he would work as, like, a Native American coded character. I don't know. Or how about the bad guys? They could have switched them up. Like, have Triclops be another race. Have him, I don't know, be Russian or something. Or, that's not really a race. That's more of, like, a vocal, I guess, mindset thing. What do you call it when it's, like, not a race, like, it's, like, yeah, it's more white people, but the only thing really different is just their language? I don't know what to call that. Anyway, getting back to the articles that I've been reading. Let's see, I took some screen caps. Okay, I looked up the articles. They ticked me off, but I'm gonna... Okay, one of them talks about how the new show is so groundbreaking because they gave Adam a different body type than He-Man. That's never been done before. It makes it more believable that no one would be able to piece together that they're the same person. Like Superman and Clark Kent. I've never heard that before. And a Masters of the Universe related thing. Anyway, 1989, New Adventures. He has a different body type than He-Man. It's not that drastic, it's subtle, but it's there. 2002 especially, they changed his body type. He's a little skinny kid, then he turns into the big hulking He-Man. Different body types. Revelation is not revolutionary in any of this. It's been done before, and it's been done better in 2002. Okay, let me read this article here. Okay, here's Kevin Smith's thing. I see people online go, hey man, they're getting rid of He-Man. Like, you really effing think Mattel Television, who hired me and paid me money, wants to do an effing Masters of the Universe show without He-Man? Grow the F up, man. Like, that blew my mind. A bunch of people being like, oh, I smell it. This is a bait and switch. He-Man's absent after the first episode. He only appears in flashbacks, like maybe 2 or 3 times. Then there's an illusion of He-Man that Scareglow creates in episode 3 or 4. And then in the last episode, as Adam is transforming, he's wounded by Skeletor and stopped from transforming. So He-Man appears in the first episode of the new show, and then there's 4 more episodes where he's not there. So the 5 upcoming episodes later, if all 5 of them have He-Man front and center as the main character, then that would still be 6-4. And I don't think he's gonna, like, recover from that wound immediately. Then again, this is Revelation, so I don't know. Orko died, and there's a gravestone in heaven. Gravestone in heaven. Someone needs to proofread that show, jeez. Okay, what else? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, and then the voice of He-Man in the show, he spoke up about it. Where is that? I thought I saved it. Okay, guess I didn't save it. Whatever. I really don't care. Oh yeah, and then there's a thing. The first articles that came out were all about how trolls were review bombing the show. And I have no doubt that there were trolls review bombing the show. I mean, it's He-Man, the thing that for the past 20 years is probably most well known for being the hey, 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 hey guy meme. So of course there's going to be trolls, but I looked up and it was like, what was it, 724 people like left negative reviews. I don't think that's all negative. Like, the trailer, when that came out, it immediately got like 2 million views or something. People were crazy hyped for this show. It was one of the most anticipated shows, and then they're surprised when this obviously divisive show gets a negative reaction from fans. I just find it really hard to believe that no one, like, thought for a second that this would be divisive, especially with what Smith was saying leading up to the show, when rumors leaked out about He-Man is killed in the first episode, Teela takes over. It's not exactly what happens, it's more in-depth than that, but it's basically what happened, and he lied and said, no, the show is literally all about He-Man. Which, I guess, like, that's like saying Lord of the Rings is literally all about the ring. Like, on a technical level, yeah, it is all about the ring. The ring is what instigates everything that goes on in the movie, and once the ring is thrown into the pit of whatever, everything's solved. I'm assuming this show, everything's solved at the end once the swords are put back together and Adam is He-Man again. So, in that way, yeah, it is all about He-Man, but it doesn't mean he's there throughout the whole thing. Not that I mind, because in the original show, He-Man was actually one of my least favorite characters. A lot of fans would actually say that. I've heard a lot of fans actually say they didn't like Adam, they didn't like He-Man. They were in it for the villain characters, they were in it for the side characters. All the tons of interesting characters inhabited that world. He-Man was just, I don't know, the tour guide through it all. Anyway, so what was I talking about? I kind of want to just talk about Masters of the Universe in general because I really like it. Anyway, I was thinking like giving Teela her own show, like Vine, and they could give any of the characters their own show and be truthful about it, and fans would be happy. They could say we're making a show about Ram Man, we're making a show about, I don't know, Cowl from She-Ra, or the Twiggets. No, not the Twiggets. Forget the Twiggets. Oh wait, unless you're talking about that one episode, Troll's Dream. I liked that one. Like, watch that episode and write a show about the Twiggets based on that. Or don't, whatever. I've been going for about 15 minutes. I guess that's long enough to blather on about Revelation one more time. I guess after this, I'm done about it. I'm done. I promise. No more Revelation. I'll go back to talking about stupid Power Ranger toys. See ya.